This is the views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
There it is. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Check it out. Move. If you got the nerve, lash out for your just desserts. It's not just a word. Some of y'all heads up in the cloud. I'ma bring y'all back to earth. It's black back to burn. All talking about out your mouth. I'm not concerned, cause y'all got to learn. It's y'all turn like Detroit Red when his head had an ultra perm. The long walk will burn your bare heels, so throw on your boots. The game camouflage like army suits, but I can see it more clear cause I came with the coupe in here. Ring the alarm and form the troops. Send them out into the world, go to war on the flu. Eye to eye with the enemy you sworn to shoot. Now I'm coming at your neck, sick of hearing something wrong with me, wrong with you. When the cheap just way too smart to question. The enemy, the brothers of a dark complexion. The governments of the world is shark infested. They heavy on weaponry like Charlton Heston, man. Look, it gets low, man. Low, now I'm talking about. Yeah, that. Yeah.
Ain't rockin' with you, so what you gon' do?
My favorite music. Yeah,
Ain't rockin' with you, your logic does not compute.
Come on.
Talking Heads with Naughty is sponsored by BTC, Burger King, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, Dunkin' Donuts, Fine Threads, Island Wholesale, John's Department Store, J.S. Johnson, Joker's Wild, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, Percy's Island Games, and Tropical Gyros.
The Thursday, hey, December 15th edition of Talking Heads is on and popping. Your boy Naughty and your company right up until 6 p.m. And we got lots to talk about today. Long day today, man. Big up to everybody. We'll talk about it in the sports, but, big up to the crew over there at Don't Blink. They had the great kids camp today. Glad to be a big part of that celebrity game last night. Kids camp today. Don't Blink on Saturday. It's going to be all good. Don't forget Bahama Bowl coming up tomorrow. That's a good look. That's a good look. And we'll talk about that in the sports. But I'll just tell you, all you Pittsburgh Steelers fans, your quarterback, your guy, Ben Roethlisberger, is going to be at the Bahama Bowl. Of course, he's a proud Miami of Ohio alumni, and he's going to be there to rep tomorrow for his alma mater. Okay, so all of you Pittsburgh Steelers aficionados, the game is absolutely free. Gates open at 10. Game time is 11:30. Get out there, tailgate, all right, at the stadium. And, of course, if you're a Steeler fan, Roethlisberger is going to be in the building. Okay? So, yeah. I hope he come to Joker's Wild so he can hear that joke I do about him. But anyway, we'll talk more about that later. We're going to chime in with C. Allen Johnson in short order. He's coming on today to break all the goodness down. Regarding that DARE Act. Because we had a lot of texts just chime in. And today I remember hearing C. Allen talk about it years ago. Enlighten us some more, because everybody, you thought he was off base 2 years ago, but now he seems to be quite on point. And that's the thing with C. Allen. C. Allen will call things, ahead of time. He's done it a lot of times, call things ahead of time. People don't know, that ain't going to happen until it happens. And when it happens, like, hey, C. Allen, you got help. So for those of you who requested it, we're going to power out with C. Allen today and get you all caught up in, break down that DARE Act for you and so on and so forth. And let us know really where we stand right now with this whole FTX SPF fiasco. Oh, Lord. But before we do that, I got to slide up into the headliners who are what's making headlines in the 242. All brought to you, of course, by Fine Threads. And I got to remind you, Fine Threads got the days of Christmas going on. And today, on the fourth day of Christmas, Fine Threads gave to me 30% off blazers. 30% off all blazers, both locations, top of the hill, Mackey Street, the flagship store, and the Southwest Shopping Plaza location. Both those locations open for you 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. And, of course, you can shop online, finethreads.com, and arrange for pickup at any one of those convenient Find Threads locations. All right. Text lines are open. Powered by BTC, 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. Stream us live. Take us wherever you want to go. GuardianTalkRadio.com. Cable channel 969. BTC Flow channel 612. That's how you get it in. That's how you get it on. If you're trying to reach us via the phone lines, we got some technical difficulties going on with the lines. We'll have that sorted in short order. But get your texts in. Now, Mr. Producer, do we have C. Allen on the Zoom? All right, we'll be going to C. Allen in just 2 seconds. But let me check out, like I said, the headlines. What's blazing up the pages of the Nassau Guardian. News and views that matter since 1844. And, of course, this, again, you know it is splashed across the front pages, right? SBF. Samuel Bankman Fried. Yeah. Splashed across it, big and bold. Lawyers, liquidators in cahoots with government. That's what the world is saying about us. U.S. judge says liquidators should be allowed to access FTX info. A U.S. bankruptcy judge said yesterday that joint provisional liquidators in the Bahamas should be allowed to access to FTX accounts and data. Judge John T. Dorsey's comments came during a hearing in Delaware's bankruptcy court where FTX attorney indicated that the company does not trust the Bahamian government. James Bromley, who's counsel for the debtors, is against the liquidators accessing the records. At the hearing, Dorsey said, I understand that there is a lot of heated debate between the parties here over what's happening. I do believe that there must be some path forward here to resolve the concerns of everybody involved. I think everyone would agree, Mr. Bromley. I'll give you the chance to tell me I'm wrong if I'm wrong, but I think everyone agrees that the joint liquidators are entitled to the data and information that relates to their debtor entity that's in liquidation in the Bahamas. Is there any dispute about that issue, Mr. Bromley? So there you go. FTX filed for bankruptcy last month after experiencing a liquidity crisis. But as you can see, Dorsey, the judge, okay, and Bromley, who's the counsel for the debtors, they're going at it. And in the midst of it is our legitimacy, our transparency, our reputation. Okay? And when you have attorneys that are indicating they do not trust the Bahamian government, well, how did we get there? How did they get to this point to not trust the Bahamian government? Obviously, it's over issues with this FTX fallout and fiasco. I never heard them come out openly and say, hey, we don't trust the Bahamian government. They might have thought it in the background, but they never said it. But they're saying it now. All this money on the line, you know it can be said. You know it can be talked. But as you go through the bankruptcy and as the liquidators continue to peel layers and layers off this onion, all is going to be revealed. How we're prepared for that backlash remains to be seen. And again, we should be proactive on this rather than reactive. Claire says SBF in good spirits at prison. Why? He got his own roommate. I'm sorry, but I don't think Sam could be in good spirits if you threw him in an ordinary cell like how you do any other ordinary Bahamian, 7 or 8 deep. I don't think Sam's sleeping on no cardboard, you know. I don't think Sam's toting no slop bucket. I believe Sam posted up nice and comfy in sick bay. Sleeping good and eating good. Well, if any indication of how the hearing was handled at the courthouse and how he was whisked away, softly, gently, and gingerly handled with kid gloves, I'm sure that's going to continue when you reach the prison. You know, nothing going to go awry with Sam. And you know, you have members of the U.S. Embassy show up before the hearing in the courthouse before the lawyer and the judge. You know, they keep an eye on their guy. They don't want nothing to happen to him. Delaware court filings detailed frenzied appeals by SCB. Story by Paige McCartney. Yeah, again, all will be revealed. The layers of this onion keep peeling off. SCB addresses new FTX CEO's misstatements. Now, see, again, you're playing with John Ray III. Be very careful how you use words like misstatements. The man is very thorough. His reputation precedes him. His thoroughness precedes him. This is the man who broke down the whole Enron situation. The Security Commission of the Bahamas, addressing what they referred to as misstatements made by new FTX Group Chief Executive Officer John Ray, the Security Commission of the Bahamas yesterday said it finds it disturbing that Ray's filings and communications to continue to wrongfully confuse the government of the Bahamas, the SCB, and the Joint Provisional Liquidators as one. In a statement, the SCB said Ray has referred to a redacted email correspondence between former FTX Chief Executive Officer Sam Bankman-Fried and Bahamian officials, which the commission said gives a false impression of communications between the parties. Well, if you did, no. There's no false impressions. Just read the emails and see what they were going on back and forth about. Oh, we continue to try spin this thing instead of getting in front of it. Lawyers are always saying they don't trust this government because now, Texter, is this F&M Bahamians or from Bahamians? I'll read it the way you type it. Lawyers are always saying they don't trust this government because F&M Bahamians, for political reasons, giving them information. They don't understand that this is treasonous. What's treasonous? We're treasonous because allegedly Bahamians are giving information to American lawyers or for political reasons. What's treasonous, Texter, is not doing your due diligence and allowing another foreign entity or foreign individual with character issues, all right, with a trail of skeletons behind him. You let him come in, carte blanche, lay out the red carpet, don't do the due diligence, allow him to set up shop and operate freely, take as many photo ops as you can with said individual. And now when the ish hits the fan, Bahamians who are tired of our reputation globally being sullied and who have spoken out, we're treasonous? We're treasonous. Treason is letting foreign entities come in and rape and pillage the way Bankman-Fried did and damage our reputation. And you know the names we've been calling it on this show all along. That's treasonous, to keep continuing the same mistakes where we keep getting the short end of the stick and the collateral damage, okay? And when you blindly defend administrations like this, Texter, you're going to get it from me. If you lack objectivity, you're going to get it. How are Bahamians putting information out to foreign entities if they are? So at least the world can see how this thing really goes because we've got nothing from our administration. Tread carefully, air quotes. Basically, know your road, shut your mouth, if you translate it and break it down. They're waiting for this thing to blow over. And we're playing from behind. We should be playing this thing from in front. And once again, embarrassment. But Bahamians trying to defend their brand and speaking out against wrong and corruption is treasonous. My God. My God. And Texter, spare me. Yes, it was the F&M that brought him in and set up the laws. But the F&M was not in power when all of this went down. The PLP administration was the administration of the day. And if there was loopholes left in the DARE Act, why didn't they close them? If there was loopholes in dangling participles, why didn't they correct them? Why didn't they do their due diligence prior, considering this man had a reputation? Okay? Now, no. See, by being objective, Texter doesn't make me an F&M. Calling you on your blind, yellow spectacled text with zero objectivity is what I'm doing. Because that's why we're in the situation we're in. Over and repeatedly, look at the administration that has allowed foreign entities to come in here, rape and pillage this country, leave us stuck holding the bill with the damaged brand, and for lack of a better word, blind, idiotic political minions such as you, Texter, defend the indefensible. That's why we're in the position we're in today. And then we continue to elect the individuals that don't care about this country first. They're rather, personal gains. And anytime you got big money in sight, we lose focus as a nation, and here we are. And then to defend the indefensible is ridiculous. Now, Texter, you entitled to your opinion, and I entitled to mine. But don't sell the story wrong now. Because yes, it was the FNM who created the space and said, hey, this is what we're into. And here's the legislation. The PLP administration picked that ball up because the FNM administration got fired at the polls. So who's been dropping the ball recently on this? The government of the day. Who's been taking every photo op there is with FTX and SBF? Administration of the day. And where's our PM right now when this issue's hitting the fan? Traveling. But yet you want to come here and waste my time sending me non-objective, defending the indefensible text. Please. And guess what? At least you're consistent, because you're the same texter that I said was denied oxygen in the womb the other day. So at least you're consistent with your idiocy. Keep it coming. I want everybody to have a voice. The talking heads are everyone, including the idiotic ones. You all got a right to talk too. But then we get the right to call you on your blind idiocy and your lack of objectivity. Naughty, they could say they don't trust the Bahamian government because ministers said we're corrupt. Well, yeah, when we went there and he put his foot in his mouth nationally to the world saying, hey, look at us, we're corrupt. That did not help. That did not help. And, of course, bringing in an individual like SBF, the way the PLP administration did, laying out the red carpet, makes them look right. You know what I mean? Makes ministers look right. I wish he would have been right on some other things rather than not. Naughty, how come they ain't put Sam in the back trunk of the Jeep like how they put people over the hill? We talked about that yesterday, Texter. No, I don't have to calm down. My pressure in good shape. Naughty, I live here and I don't trust the Bahamas government either. How can the government mint coins when they learn a country is in liquidation? Please tell that to the blind, yellow spectacle wearing texter who just texted me a couple minutes ago. Because I don't think that's in the IQ level of that one. You know what I mean? Because if you look at stuff like that, something ain't right. How can the government mint coins when they learn a country is in liquidation? Now, SBF just filed for a new application for bail. Now, he may be out before Christmas. And now, if he's out on bail, does he become a flight risk? Naughty, I hope you're not a Tom Brady fan because I hear he on the hook and being sued too. No, I may look like a Dolphin fan, but I'm not that stupid. I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. I got no love for Tom Brady. I mean, I give credit where credit is due. He is the GOAT, but I'm no fan. And look like he's going to have to deal with some of this FTX fallout as well, too. I agree. Naughty, Sam's disregard of the commission's request for information might also be illustrative of the lack of trust. Sam acted without SCB approval and stated to the AG that he had not briefed the SCB, but was willing to do so if the AG was present. It seems that he regarded the AG much more than he regarded the executive director of the SCB. Browley said the concern was that the SCB would get any info sent to the joint liquidators. Could there be something about the SCB's interaction with these parties that would cause a lack of trust? Well, I always wondered why our AG, was very defensive, blamed everybody else except for SBF and FTX when the ish first hit the fan, and wanted to shadow box with John Ray III. It made one wonder, after that display by Mr. Pinder, if AG actually stood for assisting gangsters. Because it looked like he was assisting Sam. Naughty, be careful while driving, guys. A guy using a weed whacker just busted out a taxi glass on Collins Avenue. 2 of them. Thanks for that heads up. And speaking of traffic, they got a monumental traffic jam on the Cable Beach Strip. Obviously, the Goldwyn has got some containers bringing in material and equipment. And, they think it's great to do it in the middle of rush hour school traffic. So you have a traffic jam that's all the way down the Cable Beach Strip onto Bahama Boulevard and around. I don't know why they couldn't drop said trailers off after hours when there's less traffic on the road. But then again, that's a big time, foreign investment. The Bahamians should take some sort of stand Do not trust the Bahamian government to do anything honestly. They talk truth that results in the actions of pure lies. Sam is in the warden's office playing with a tuba. You know what, Naughty? God. Naughty, F&M and PLP is one family. Watch and see who really got the SBF money. That's why the PM traveling to hide out. So he can say, like Christie, the Prime Minister didn't know about it. Sam again is in the water's office singing and looking for some lubrication. Oh, my God. Naughty, great show as usual. Are we trading SBF for Samuel 90 Knowles since all these diplomatic swaps going on? Yeah, I agree. Trade SBF for 90 and throw in a bag of Doritos too. Naughty, make sure to send Sam a pork chop dinner. Forget him being vegan. Yeah, I agree, Texter. Sam in the sick bay living it up. Hi, Naughty, just came up. The entire Cable Beach Strip, no traffic at all. Okay, so they moved it? Thanks. All right, the whole strip? What about on the Go Slow Band by Goldman? Has that been cleared? Because maybe as of 40 minutes ago, it was still crazy. So if it has been cleared, thank you, Texter. I appreciate the update. All right, let's get to the break, Mr. Producer. And we're going to open up, we can continue the buzz, brought to you, of course, by John Shoes. Naughty, the Bahamians who jumped slick and took their money out before the crash, insider traded. Man, the U.S. is going to be upset. Yeah, but guess what? We didn't do nothing wrong. According to certain texters. We didn't do nothing wrong. The world ain't looking at us as suspect, as shady operators. Yeah, here we go again. The more things change, the more they stay the same. The lack of objectivity and blind party loyalty in this country needs to stop. Y'all talking about stay woke? No, y'all need to get woke. Some of y'all claiming to be woke, but y'all still sleep because y'all keep catering to this foolishness. At the end of the day, we need objectivity among party members, F&M, PLP, COI, and the rest. And we need transparency and accountability and real answers from whoever the administration is of the day. They need to have our best interests at heart first, not the interests of a foreigner with a sordid reputation. Let's get to the break, man. We'll pick it up on the flip side of the break as the Thursday, December 15th edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
Christmas is coming, and your fingers are tingling for the KFC flavors that bring us together this holiday season. Enjoy a festive feast mega meal packed of 8 pieces of juicy fried chicken, family fries, 4 buttery biscuits, and a half-gallon of Pepsi in a reusable bag. Available for a limited time, these reusable drink bags are perfect for your next get-together. Have a finger-licking good Christmas with KFC.
When I had got prostate cancer, my family didn't know if I was going to live. At Cancer Treatment Centers of America, within days, I got an appointment. They presented me with treatment options, and we set up a robotic prostatectomy. When my scans came back, there are no signs of cancer. They don't see you as a number, they see you as a part of the family. I'm going on with my life. It's a real gift.
Call us at Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
J.S. Johnson Insurance agents are the best. Reliable service, we've been on the scene, protecting since 1919. J.S. Johnson Insurance has the test. You'll always cover me. J.S. Johnson Insurance, peace of mind.
How important collecting your money can be to the success of your business. Start your relationship with Fidelity today so that we can show you the many options available to you with our merchant services. From click and pay options online to merchant terminals and e-commerce options. We're here to help your business succeed. For more details, speak to one of our business development officers at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit our website at fidelitygroup.com or visit any of our branches.
Dunkin' has a new twist on an old holiday favorite. The Dunkin' Turkey Cranberry Sandwich layers sliced deli turkey, Swiss cheese, fresh, crisp arugula on a flaky, buttery croissant, all topped with mustard and cranberry sauce. Made to order all day long, the Dunkin' Turkey Cranberry Sandwich Combo includes a bag of crispy popcorners and a freshly brewed iced tea for only $9 plus VAT. 'Tis the season. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
This is Dwight Strawn with Morning Blend. On behalf of the crew and my co-hosts, I wish you all a very Merry Christmas and an incredibly blessed and prosperous New Year.
Talking Heads, the Thursday, December 15th edition continues right now. And we're going to, carry our guest right now, wrap up the 4 o'clock portion, and we'll bleed over just a little bit into the 5 o'clock if necessary. But I got C. Alan Johnson lined up for me. And before I bring in C. Alan, I got to go to the text lines. Naughty, the F&M passed the DARE Act in 2020 because of FTX when FTX came in 2019. Yeah, we've established that text. We know that. Brave was all position needed during that time when the F&M passed the DARE Act. Brave knows exactly what it's all about. Now all of a sudden he wants to speak. He was missing all them days saying that people shouldn't shoot off their mouth, tread carefully on this FTX debacle. So Brave, where was you when we wanted you to speak on this FTX drama? Please, where are you? You're still not here, and we need to hear something from RPM. Boy, I tell you. Hi, Naughty. If this brother was black, you think he would have gotten an audience with all the powers to be? Inquiring minds would like to know. Heck no. Heck no. And if he was Latino or beige, he wasn't getting none either. Anyway, let's go to the phone. Well, let's go to the Zoom. We got C. Alan Johnson lined up. And since you're talking DARE Act and got some young texters texting me through the week saying, hey, we need to hear from C. Alan. Let him break it down. We got it here for you right now. C. Alan Johnson, my good friend, how are you?
I'm doing okay, doing fine. I thank all my fans out there. Thank you so much.
Please, as briefly and as, how should I say it, break it down for us as you can. What's going on with this deal? A lot of people are missing the forest for the trees with this thing, man.
Well, I just want you, the DARE Act is called the Digital Assets and Register Change Bill of 2020. I want you to imagine. First, let me give you this scenario before I explain to you what it does. That you have a fence around your house, and you're having complaints from international people that people are breaking in or doing a lot of things, and you say, they say you have this gate, this open gate. You have no gate. When we get these blacklisted and everything. So what we did is we passed a law called the DARE Act, where we took down the fence and we installed this gate and chain lock the gate, and then we declared that we are much better off. It's madness. Essentially, you took down your fence and installed a gate around your house, just a gate at your house. You didn't have a gate before, but you had fence. So you took down the fence, installed a gate, and you don't have to worry about nobody coming in. The DARE Act is a gateway for money launderers, drug traffickers, tax evaders, financing, all of the things that we said we wanted to prevent. The DARE Act is a gateway for that, essentially exactly where it is.
Because of loopholes in said act, correct?
No, because of the very thing we're trying to regulate. First of all, the DARE Act said that they were regulating digital assets, right? Well, we are seeing now, we actually was to have a conversation concerning exactly what happened with what was it, the SCB, the Securities Commission of the Bahamas. You'll see that we did not, that we failed. We didn't partially fail. We 100% failed. Because the DARE Act was supposed to protect the issuance of digital assets, monitor people doing business in the digital asset space. We're supposed to monitor the activities of those assets that's being developed. Well, if the DARE Act did what it's supposed to do, FDR have been in the Bahamas. Because you can go back and you can go and look for almost 2 years from its inception, they're being investigated by the FBI, the SEC, various different AGs from different states. All of these is in the public domain. In the public domain, almost 2 years, is the fact concerning the manipulation that he was to allege have done was also in the public domain, where earlier this year he had an impact on the first, the big crash that happened when Bitcoin dropped from 70,000 to 16,000.
Right.
They were behind this in short selling. The DARE Act made no mention on controlling data. This is like we said, we will regulate the surface of the iceberg and have nothing to do with the iceberg the part that's underwater. And you can almost use the expression, when it comes to technology, what we have in the Bahamas in leadership is sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. Is a quote made that.
Ouch.
Okay? And so what happens now is, and you can see the ignorance and the stupidity. When they needed access to the assets that's supposed to be on FTX servers, who did they go to? They went to FTX and Salamoni or whatever and asked them to transfer those assets. But they left the server, the very server they're now in court demanding access to in the US court. Well, you had to have access to that server to transfer the assets into these wallets that they say they're protecting. They're now being accused of minting money afterwards. That's a huge accusation.
And of course, you have Bahamians trying to say, well, wait a minute, the liquidators are saying they don't trust the Bahamian government. Well, if you got instances like this, 1,500 Bahamians withdrawing 100 million 24 hours before FTX goes bankrupt, wouldn't that raise red flags to anybody who does business and does it legally and properly?
Yes, with the flags are raised on that for me and for any thinking person. They're now arguing that they were in this frenzy, watching the communications, found out that funds was being misallocated and whatever. So now you have the Attorney General in a frenzy. The police have been notified. His attorney has been notified, and the SCB is in a panic trying to find out what's going on. Yet, in the middle of all this information back and forth, they don't see the email where he said he was going to commit a crime, an additional crime of opening the the thing for Bahamians to withdraw their monies. I mean, so you saw the email, you're calling and everything else, and did you get all the email and miss this one? This one where he says if you don't say anything,
who is checking emails that day? Alfred says
they didn't have his tablet.
Yeah, I don't know.
His tablet is connected to an alternative universe where the emails are on that tablet as opposed to the server. You can imagine where the government emails is only on his tablets rather than on the government server.
But see, Alan, you're the man that deals with the digital space. If I log on to my email account, can I access all my email from wherever I log on to?
There is no email on any tablet, okay? This is where the sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity comes in. Because he actually, I'm sure...
And the bad BS. Don't forget the bad BS, followed by the bad BS.
Right. They actually believe that's how technology works. I'm saying, they're not pretending to be stupid on this, They actually are, okay? Or they think all of us in the Bahamas who use emails is stupid. Either they are really stupid or they think we all are stupid. That's plain and simple on that. And so, but this permeates through the entire government when we start talking about technology. First of all, there is no such thing as cryptocurrency as we perceive it to be. It is in no location here. Cryptocurrency is nowhere, yet everywhere, on all kinds of servers across all the various different jurisdictions. The problem is the DARE Act has no infrastructure to deal with this type of thing. First of all, let me tell you something what is absolutely. The DARE Act is a compilation of statements without these things in place. You must have a freedom of information, a robust Freedom of Information Act, a separate Accountability Act that deals with it. We must have a 21st Century Transparency Act. We must have an Anti-Corruption Act. We must have a separate Integrity Act. Now, all of these actually blend into each other. They're separate, but a part of a compendium of bills. We have to have a Whistleblower Protection Act. We need a more robust Secure and Future Regulations Act. We also need data legislation with cross-border treaties to deal with the data legislation. We need legislation that actually deals with the digitization of information and the digitalization of that information. Digitization is making things digital. Digitalization is using the digital assets that you made digital to make sure that you don't have the same type of Alameda and FTX. We need an antitrust legislation. Now all of these things I'm calling, we don't have. We need an anti-competition legislation.
Sound like we need a digital czar to head up all of this.
Absolutely, because remember now, we have no law that deals with fintech, which is financial technology. We have no law that deals with regulations technology, RegTech. We have no law to deal with supervisory technology, which is SupTech. We have no law to deal with insurance tech, which they call InsurTech. And then we have no law to deal with property tech, real estate and otherwise, which is property tech. We need expertise and ability within the place to deal with on-chain data analysis. I mean, it's almost like it's like we're kids. I see my daughters in the room, they're pretending, and they say, Daddy, come to the party, come eat. And I go, yum, 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 we just pretend. This is not pretending. This is real life. Because what happens is no country in the world will ever be able to regulate cryptocurrency. Yes, will be attempted to do, and other countries attempting to do. They are attempting to regulate the exchanges, the centralized exchanges where cryptocurrency occurs. Because technically, cryptocurrency is magic money. They don't exist. So when you look at the fact that FTT, the tokens, like I already said, if you bring me $1,500, I'll mint you $50 billion worth of tokens within 7 days. And I will even help authenticate that it's worth $1 billion because I can buy $10 billion of those from you if you take an IOU from me. Then you can go in some exchange with how you just minted your coin and already you sold 10 billion. And then you put $1 million of it for sale. People can run and try to buy it for $100 each. After you sell $1 million of those, you have $100 million of fiat. And they have the magic marbles holding it. If you said some sucker's going to come later to buy it from them, it's going to be way more. Now, if you just manage that $100 million and buy cars, jets, and everything, you're going to look very successful. And your coin is going to, you have what is called FOMO, FOMO, fear of missing out. But you cannot regulate fake money, make-up money. How do you regulate somebody's imagination?
No, sir. But we're going to pick up the conversation on the flip side of the break. See, I know we got to get to the news right now, but right after the news, we'll wrap it up. I appreciate you chiming in and bringing some clarity to this, man, because if you listen to the noise in the market, it'll set you crazy. Oh, yeah. I never knew like three little letters of the alphabet, SBF or FTX, could cause so much SHI. Anyway, let's go to the break. We'll pick it up as the Thursday, December 15th edition of Talking Heads continues right after the news. Don't touch it.
Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then fine threads is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video, wanna step out and look great, then fine threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. Is your place. Is your place.
Burger King wants you to ride into the holidays in style with a brand new 2022 BYD Han all-electric sedan from Easy Car Sales. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Just upgrade your favorite combo for one ticket, or double your chances with a King combo, or triple your chance to win with the purchase of a BK family deal. It's electric at Burger King this holiday, where you get the chance to win a 2022 BYD Han EV sedan when you upgrade your combo at Burger King Nassau, where taste is king.
Simon Games has a list of names who will get the cash. Yes, we brought it back. 20 gets you in, 12 days to win. Put money on your boat. You can have a very Merry Christmas. Island Games can take care of your wish list. 12 days of cashmas with Hershey's Island Games. It's the game you know, the friends you trust. You may play with them, but you win with us.
For every $20 deposit, you're entered to win cash.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. Whatever the occasion, John's is confident you will find what you're looking for among our always growing collection of amazing and trendy styles. We cover women, men, children, the whole family. Together with John's great prices and helpful and friendly customer service, your experience in shopping with us will be time well spent. Too busy to come in store? Shop with us online. www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on in today at John's, where we put fashion at your feet.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Talking Heads with Naughty is sponsored by BTC, Burger King, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, Dunkin' Donuts, Fine Threads, Island Wholesale, John's Department Store, J.S. Johnson, Joker's Wild, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, Percy's Island Games, and Tropical Gyros.
Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Let's go back to C. Alan Johnson. We're in the 5 o'clock hour, about ready to wrap things up with him. Take a quick break, and then we'll talk sports on the flip side of the break with Earl the Pearl. But C. Alan, just in wrapping up, man, where are we with this DARE Act? We need a lot of work, right? It's not
actually, what we need to do is we need to suspend registration on a forum of the mines in the Bahamas to find out where it is. Let me just congratulate Mr. Michael Pintard, leader of Ahmadi official opposition. He has reached out to myself and others in trying to understand where we are and where we need to go in light of what we have discovered. So myself and others have begun a conversation to get back to him. I congratulated him on that respect. Let me just say something though. I hope your newsroom is listening. If I was to go and steal $600 million from Royal Bank or some other bank in the Bahamas, wired out of the country, send it to different banks, and then eventually wired back into another country, let's say Bank of the Bahamas, is that money still stolen money?
Wow.
Well, that money that was stolen from
you shot. I see you go medicinal.
Is that? But I'm saying to you, the money that is stolen from the hack of FTX is now sitting on an exchange in the Bahamas that we say we regulate.
So
it is.
Now the money that was hacked is on our exchange. So
it's on another exchange in the Bahamas. It has traveled around the world. It is now back in the Bahamas, sitting on an exchange that is regulated by the government of the Bahamas. And we're doing nothing about it. We hear nothing about it. The media has not covered it or anything of that sort. And so there's a lot of things. This I want people to know, whether we like it or not. This is one of the biggest cock-up that we have ever had. We're going to go down in history unless we come back.
No, Seattle, you got blind, loyal party supporters talking about This is not bad. No, all publicity is good publicity. There's no such thing as bad publicity. Our brand hasn't been damaged. They won't look at us, side eye moving forward. And people speaking against the administration and treasonous because F&M's the leaking secrets for political play. This is the garbage.
Let me explain. Right, but let me explain what happens. Like, for instance, this data access that they just got success in court. It's a dangerous thing for people that is ignorant of data. Because believe it or not, those individuals, Mr. John Ray and Mr. John Bromley, is going to watch data access on their server. Any information that is shared or an extent, because this is a dynamic database. Dynamic database means as it changes in real time, you have full access. When you have access on a server, you connect to my computer, I can tell you every file you look at, every file you touch, every directory you went in that basically even had nothing to do with you. Now, in the arrogance of their ignorance, they may believe that they have this access and they could do what they want to do and collect access, thinking they, when you say this is on Alfred Sayers' iPad. This data is going to be tracked. The information on the blockchain, all of these behemoths that's involved with this, I want them to know, unless you go and delete the blockchain, going all the way back to the first Bitcoin thing, your access is there. First, let me just say for the NGOs that got money from the government, for all you guys who's talking about the clawback, under the U.S. bankruptcy laws and other laws, we don't even have a law for the full clawback. After 90 days, if you got your money 90 days or more before the bankruptcy, all your NGOs are safe. If you have any money coming, you could write that off. So this thing about the bishop having to pay back, and all, he won't have to pay back. He got his money way more than 90 days before. So, but what happens though is that all of the data, the in and out, and they have. Let me tell you something. There's a female that's cooperating as part of this sealed indictment. Remember now, he has 3 sets of charges. He's been charged by the SEC. He's been charged by the federal government, and he's been charged by the CFTC. And there's some pending charges by some other state in this. All of this was on the record before he opened his office here. The question we should then have asked, we knew he didn't have directors. We knew he didn't have an accountant. We knew all of the lack. Just by looking at it, this was not secret information. Then why did we even register him? Why did the central bank, and we don't hear about the central bank involvement in this. The central bank is involved with this because they regulate fintech and they regulate these international banking corporations, which is right in the middle of this, including Deltec and some other banking. This is not a simple thing that I hear the talking heads talking about. This is big boys thing, because this what happened here in the Bahamas can affect the financial industry of the countries where this has occurred, where they fight to secure and keep their industry. This is why they have the SEC and the CT and the CFTC and other places. And so when you have an impact, this has an impact on no matter how small you may argue, on the U.S., on other countries. And they're going to remember not the fact that he dragged this dead dog called FTX into this country, and you know how they blow up and it swells up and explodes in the Bahamas? This dog was dead. These crimes, what he did had nothing to do with cryptocurrency or blockchain. This is straight out fraud. Should have been able to be detected by just looking at governance rules that our SCB, our central bank, our people in the prime, this goes right in the office of the prime minister, who vetted the company before they issued the other license. This is egged on the complete custodial aspect of everybody that was in charge of getting this approved. Absolutely. And this is huge. This is one of the largest straight out fraud, and the fraud was detectable amongst myself and others. People could go back. I could get the Guardian Radio when people were celebrating FTX. I said the dare bill, and I said FTX ain't real. We shouldn't be celebrating him. I got raked across, say I'm a hater, and I was like, I was in this business before he knew what digital currency was. From 2010, I can create these things out of thin air. Also, I just chose not to commit fraud. I still don't believe this today. We are now moving to say, and I hear some people in the financial service industry here saying, oh, we're going to use for proof of reserves. Okay, good. Naughty makes a coin that's made, let me say, Naughty mints some marbles. I make some sea glass coins, and somebody else makes some wooden coins, and somebody else makes some conch shell coins. Nothing back them. So Naughty gets somebody to give him a few $1 billion. I declare my sea glass coins are worth billions of dollars too. So, but it's made up. So Naughty gets a few $1 billion. Naughty sends me $1 billion or two. I send him a few $1 billion worth of my arbitrary made up sea glass coins. He and I split the real money, and then when they come and say, Naughty, where's the proof of the reserves you have to show if somebody called? I say, look here, man, right in my wallet I got sea glass. Oh, yeah, that sea glass worth billions of dollars. But you and I spending the fiat because sea glass can't be sold, can't be spent, nor could your marbles be spent. So how do you have proof of reserve? You can't. It is impossible to bring proof of reserve. Listen to me. The exchanges in the Bahamas, Binance, and all of them is in crisis. This
we need to talk about that.
We need to bring them all down.
We need to talk about that next week, Seattle, because we do have some other crypto companies that are still here.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. They're fake. Listen to me. I want you to pay attention to even the crypto big news thing in Exoma, okay? And let me say this now. That isn't dying. That is dead. You remember the Fry site and everything else? Okay. Yes, that ain't dying. That's dying. Wait till the lawsuit is filed next week, then come back and interview me again. It says...
Well, that's what I said. We're going to pick up this conversation next week. Right. We can talk about that next week for sure.
Right. I just meant to say this. Thank you for having me. I want people to stop asking me, how did I know? And ask yourself why you did not know.
Ah, that's a good one, boy, there, Seattle. And I like that. And I'm going to crown you the unofficial digital czar of the Bahamas until it's official. All right? But that's what I'm going to refer to you from here on out.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Always a pleasure. Be safe. My best to Freeport and my in-laws and everybody down there.
Okay.
All right. We'll talk again next week, Seattle, and I greatly appreciate the breakdown. Thanks so much, man. All right. We'll get to the break. And on the flip side of the break, Earl the Pearl will be in the building. We'll be talking sports. I want to thank Seattle for breaking it down for us. And last text we got, good evening, Naughty. Can you, Seattle, agree that our Bahamian group had FTX was in over their heads, and so they dropped the ball, and every single one of us should have been financially free right now? They killed the goose. Yeah, pretty much, Dexter. Pretty much. You're on point. All right. Flip side of the break, we talking sports right here on the Thursday, December 15th edition of Talking Heads, which continues right after this.
Kick off the holiday season with Dunkin's 3 delicious signature lattes made with rich espresso and topped with whipped cream. Sip a Dunkin' Peppermint Mocha Latte with mocha and peppermint, or try a toasted white chocolate latte with creamy white chocolate flavor. The new Dunkin' Brown Sugar Cookie Latte features notes of sweet brown sugar and holiday spices. Hurry in today. The Dunkin' Holiday Lattes are only in town for the holiday season. The holidays run on Dunkin'.
Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then fine threads is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you know, wanna step out and look great, then fine threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. Is your place. Is your place.
When I got prostate cancer, my family didn't know if I was going to live. At Cancer Treatment Centers of America, within days, I got an appointment. They presented me with treatment options, and we set up a robotic prostatectomy. When my scans came back, there are no signs of cancer. They don't see you as a number, they see you as a part of the family. I'm going on with my life. That's a real gift.
Call us at Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
Mercy Zion Games has a list of names who will get the cash. Yes, we brought it back. 20 gets you in, 12 is the win. Right now we'll put money on your book. You can have a very Merry Christmas. Island Games can take care of your wish list. 12 days of cashmas with Mercy Island Games. It's the game you know, with the friends you trust. You may play with them, but you win with us.
For every you're entered to win cash.
Christmas coming here.
Christmas is coming and your fingers are tingling for the KFC flavors that satisfy your cravings. Get that fried chicken holiday vibe with a juicy KFC Festive Feast Mega Pack. Loaded with 8 boneless KFC bites of 100% white meat, a chicken leg, mashed potato with gravy, corn, a biscuit, a delicious guava dessert biscuit, and a mega-sized Pepsi. Have a finger-licking good Christmas with KFC.
Happy holidays from Guardian Radio AM with C.A. Nuri. Have a beautiful and wonderful Christmas.
Talking Heads, the Thursday, December 15th edition of Talking Heads continues right now. Earl the Pearl is zooming in. Before we get today in sports history, all brought to you, of course, by Naughty Johnny's. Purdy, what's good, man?
Yeah, nothing much. Just right there. Just chilling.
Listen, before we get started, had an awesome time today at the kids' camp at Don't Blink. A lot of the kids were out there. All right? Saw a young man by the name of Parrish. I talked to him. I let him know how Uncle Pearly was such a deep, dark, long, embedded, indebted, committed Dodger fan.
Very much so.
So when I see you at the Blink, when I see you at the Derby, I'm going to introduce you to the only Bahamian Los Angeles Dodger under contract, and I'm gonna make sure that you get jerseys and hats and all that stuff. I'm taking you to the Dodger Mecca. You are good, okay?
And I love you twice as much. Not a problem.
And then the next time you're in the stadium, I noticed that you were bigging up a lot of people, putting an extra little emphasis. And you get Deshaun Knowles of the New York Yankees at that plate the next time again, I expect something different, okay, Pearly?
Yeah, I think he hit a home run.
Yeah, but I noticed it. Now batting for the Bahamas, Deshaun Knowles. You try to do that little subtle, smooth. He's a Yankee, and I know why and where that came from, okay?
But I gave Edison, I think it's Hannah Miller, either Hannah, I can't remember his last name, lots of props. He's a graduate of the Big Red Machine.
It doesn't matter about all that. In the same way that you could do that for Sack.
I think a Dari roll too is a Sack. I give him props too.
What's going on in the bag? Somebody going on the 600 day. I ain't heard that in years. Pearly, you riding your motorbike again?
No, you got this young man that comes through here in one of them one of them rigs. And he thinks that is the coolest thing for him to do the whole lane of Angel View Road from Nassau Street to Dunmore Avenue.
No.
And everybody.
No. He's the same crease that has come down the backside by Bosch all the way down to 8 and then back up into the Grove.
That's him.
Real crease. Because, they want to say that precedes crease.
Those spikes that the FBI throw across the road. I wish I had one of them,
Boy, look here. Now, hold on. Now, see, this is the problem now. You start to sock foolishness up too much now. Now Texters have jumped on and say, Naughty, if the Knowles kid didn't go to Sock, so what if he plays for the Yankees? Sock run it. Sock is the best. Y'all are a rare breed, Y'all are a special breed, Let me tell you how Sock people could go. Sock people could not know people who went to Sock, right? Not know each other in their time at Sock. Could have a real issue with each other. And the minute they find out that they've been to Sock, guess what? Problem solved, hatchet buried. We go wake it out. I just...
Yeah, but there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Just everything wrong with it. You're a private school on this island. And if you keep together in your little circles, you all will perpetrate that lie by continuing to express the narrative that isn't true, that you all are the best. But like a word in the dictionary, if me and you say a word, 10 times...
You look at the body of works. You look at the success we've had at the BJC, the BGCSE levels, the success we've had at debates, at the spelling bee levels, the success we have had on and off the field, on the court. everything that it's a fun. It's the success we've had, the success of our alumni have had out there in politics, in government, in medicine, in law, in religion.
And who signed the checks for all of them, including their campaign contributions? A St. Andrews alumni.
Listen, Jeannie Buss signed the
So
check
we are
for
the best.
Nobody talks about her.
No, but they should
Jeannie
talk.
Buss
Hold on,
signed
hold
the
on.
check with LeBron and nobody talks
Hold
about
on,
her.
because Gina don't
You know?
carry on like Jerry did, but Dr. Jerry, well, you know, he signed the checks and they talk about him.
Jerry forces his way in there.
No. I ain't talking about Jerry Jones. I ain't talking about Jerry Jones. I'm talking about the great Jerry Buss, Jeannie's daddy, who you refer to. He signed the checks. He had plenty to say, and he was well noticed. And we know why he was well noticed, because he pulled a page out of your book.
We have one or two of those people. We have one or two of those. But for the overall, nobody cares who writes the check. They only come to see the star. They don't give a crap who writes the check. Just write the check. That's all we're interested in.
No.
Write the check.
See, that's where you're wrong again. That's where you're wrong again. And I'm going to use a perfect example for you. Who do you think is the star of your Los Angeles Dodgers right now? Who's your favorite Dodger?
Mookie.
Okay.
Mookie.
Well, Mookie is a star who works for the Dodger organization. And if the owner of said Dodger organization don't sign that check, where Mookie at right now?
Mookie ain't gonna play because the check. People come to see Mookie play. They don't come to see the owner play.
That's
the
right.
People don't even know who signed the check.
But guess who's getting rich off the people?
I don't even know
But
who
hold
signed
on.
the Dodgers check.
Guess who gets
All I
rich?
know is I come to see Mookie. I come to see Freddie. I come to see Will Smith. I come to see Clayton Kershaw. I come to see who signed the check.
But the point is,
I can give us who signed the check.
the point
Just
is,
sign it.
people come to see you, right, Mr. Star? But when they come to see you, who do they make wealthy and who do they make rich?
Doesn't matter.
It does matter.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, all it is that you richer than me. That's it. It don't mean I
No.
can't get all the amenities in life
It's
I
that
want.
I've empowered you to become rich by letting you play for my
you
organization and signing that big check. I have empowered you to become
It
rich.
doesn't matter because I still got the girls. I still got the fast cars. I still got.
But if I don't pay you the buku and I close the
Why don't you have
checkbook,
to
you
sign the
got
checkbook?
nothing. If I close the checkbook,
But if I don't play, if I don't play and make money for you, you got nothing.
No. But the difference is when I got the money and I got wealth, I really don't
And
need
then-
you
and
because
then-
I could
and you
find
lose out
10 of
too. You
you
don't
in the
make
same break open the check. Guess what? I done bought me another one.
It's naughty, but it just don't matter. It doesn't matter. You can write
Pearly,
100 million
Pearly,
checks.
Vigo,
Nobody cares
listen.
about who writes the check.
Pearly, I got sock people.
Nobody wants to see who write the check. Not one fan they come to see Mark Cuban. They come to see whoever playing on the court. Don't give a crap who write the check. Write the check.
Hold on, but if they had a
Just write
choice,
the check.
if they had a choice to be the player on the court or Mark Cuban, I think they're going Mark Cuban every time.
Everybody would choose to have the money, but still, it doesn't stop who you come to see.
Pearly, I got sock people saying, okay, Naughty, you got Pearly on roller skates with that one. Yeah. The two of you are right. They come to see the star, and the rich get richer off the star. And you can say, that's sock right there now. That's your sock is coming in.
No, on a serious note.
Hey, Dexter, what year did you graduate from sock? I swear you know, Pearly.
The only point I'm making, only one point I'm making is and everything else goes out the window. The people come to see the star. They ain't come to see an owner. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yes, I know writing the check is better. I know you get the money.
And every
Yeah,
time you
another
come
day,
see the star, I get rich. So that's a win-win. That's a win-win. So
Yeah.
anyway, let's keep it moving.
But
But
they still come to see me.
That's okay. They can come to see you. I want them to come see you. That's why I give you that money, so I can get a return on my investment and more.
Yes.
Yeah, anyway, we can leave you on your skates, everything cool.
If that's what you're interested in, just who got the money? Yes, that's what it is. Fine, good.
Now,
You take that,
on
I
another
accept
note,
it. Yes.
I
get it.
I encountered Mystery Dolphin today over there at the
Okay,
Don't Blink camp.
okay.
And dear God, let me tell you something. When you see Mystery Dolphin, you know exactly who Mystery Dolphin is. Mystery Dolphin been a thorn in my side from the rock and roll cafe days. Okay, way back
boy.
when. Like when Dallas beat you all on Thanksgiving 20-0, and Marino had the interceptions, and Dexter Coakley took him to the house. From that time, bro. From that
You
time.
really had to go there today. You really had to go there. You see?
But I was just trying to paint. I was trying to paint. I was trying to incorporate a picture so you know where we going.
That was enough.
Okay.
You know what? Everything cool. Everything cool now.
That was too much. Overshare?
That was
Okay.
much too much.
But Dexter Coakley
Much,
was a
much too
Bahamian, and apparently he was related to the Coakleys that went to Sox, so you should love him.
He was a cowboy. That's kind of half and half. I respect him because he's a soccer.
You see what I did there, though, right? You see what I did there, though?
Do that. I do that. Did you see my response?
I made you love him. But
I said I
listen,
respect him. I don't love him.
listen, man. Listen. I digress. But Mystery Dolphin is one of them old, long-time suffering dolphins like you. I'd love to have the two of you all around the table during a playoff game, drinking libations, just watching you two watch your Dolphins. And that equation, too. Yeah. Some nanogenarian dolphin angst. Mira, we're going to lose again. This coach doesn't make any changes. I wonder if he changes his underwear because he don't change nothing. That's what my daddy said the other day.
I love you.
But listen here. Either he love McDaniel or he don't love McDaniel. Let me paint you the pictures.
That's good.
Dolphins 35. Who y'all beat? No, hold on. Wait a minute. Stop. Who y'all beat the other day? Because y'all done lost 2 in a row. The last time y'all won, who y'all beat?
Are you really gonna do that?
No. I want to paint.
Really
I want to paint the picture. All right, I'll paint an example. Dolphins win 25-10. Mira, you see the Dolphins. That young guy is a wonder king guy, man. He's a hotshot young coach. He's no Gruden. He's no McDaniel from the Patriots. He's McDaniels, plural, because he's the best McDaniels there is. I love this guy. Forward the tape. 49ers 35. Dolphins said, mira, yo no sé qué mira, esta pintura, mira. And let me tell you, no, I'm going to die, and I'm never going to see the Dolphins win a Super Bowl. You know why? Because we don't make no changes. All the changes we make is the bad changes. And this guy don't change his underwear. How you think you're going to change his game plan? We're going to lose to Buffalo. And then he went and kicked the neighbor's dog.
I know it.
So I got to... I love Pops, but I love to see the Dolphins lose and see Pops get mad. I ain't gonna lie. I got to get him to the table with you during the playoffs, but I trust me, that's an experience you will never forget. And
that reminds me of the old Jewish guy that I sat at the Shea Stadium with to talk Dodger baseball. And that was kind of an experience because he was cussing the Dodgers that year. We were just getting beat blows from everywhere. Sometimes I know there's experiences with those guys.
Yeah, man. And them veteran dudes, they really take it serious. I got some comics I work with. Like, I won't call their football teams, but their football teams really suck. And I'm like, yeah, I hope we win one, man. I'm getting old. I want to tell them, brother, you can be dead out this world and you ain't going to ever see that team win no Super Bowl. Cheaper you pick a new team.
God. Oh, my Lord.
Anyway, I digress.
So what's going on in Atlanta?
Well, I'm hearing that well, Pearly, we know what's going on. You got a first-round pick, Ritter, from Cincinnati. Came in with the high pedigree. Remember how well Cincinnati did the last 2 years with Ritter at quarterback. He's learned the playbook. He's got some chemistry in practice. And apparently, you know, the rumors coming out that Kyle Pitts is a big fan of Ritter because he throws him the ball when he's healthy. And Drake London said he wished he had Ritter in there because, you know, his game succeeds with more of a pocket presence and more of a pocket passer, which we know Mariota isn't. He did as well as he could. The Falcons are 5-8. I think they realized, okay, the playoff window is closing. We did better than we were expected to do this year. Let's give the rookie the reins. Let's get Mariota used to his new role as backup. Let's see over the last 4 games what Ritter could do with us. And the division is absolute dog crap. Wet, runny dog crap. And if we get ourselves together, we might actually bump Tom Brady and the crew out of the playoffs by winning this crappy division. Because Tampa Bay is 6-7, Atlanta's 5-8. And Tampa got some games that they could very well lose, like this week against San Francisco. Aren't they playing the 49ers this week?
I think if Carolina wins all out, Carolina wins the division.
Let me just double check it. The Bengals are playing Tampa Bay this week, and I think Joe Burrow beats the bejesus out of them. It's the Bengals, not the 49ers. And Atlanta, they play New Orleans. I like New Orleans to win because they're coming off the bye. Chris Olave's playing big. The secondary in Atlanta's beat up, and New Orleans plays well in New Orleans. But new quarterback on the road, no pressure. Atlanta could very well win that game and be 6-8 just like Tampa Bay. And Carolina, 5-8.
But they 6-7. But no, what is their record is now?
Tampa's 6-7. Atlanta's 5-8.
So they could be 7-7 then.
You could right. No. If Tampa Bay loses, they'll be 6-8. If Atlanta wins, he's 6-8.
What Atlanta record is now, Naughty?
5-8. So if they win, they'll be
5-8.
6-8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So if you look at it,
yeah, I got you now.
And you look over in the NFC, you got the crappiest division in football. No longer can you say that the NFC East is the crappiest. You got the Buccaneers 6-7, the Panthers 5-8, the Falcons 5-8, and by God, the Saints are 4-9. And if the Saints beat the Bucks, they move to 5-9. The Bucks go to 6-8, and guess what? It's a wide open crapshoot for that division. Because if the Panthers get to 6-8 and the Falcons get to 6-8, guess what we got? A good old-fashioned four-way shindig, where we getting division record, head-to-head, points, common opponents, everything. That division going to be very fun to watch over the next 4 weeks. And you got people playing each other within the division. There's no guarantee, my brother. There's no guarantee. But I'll tell you one thing. You look at it, and you look at the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Commanders, the Giants, all playing decent in the NFC East. The 49ers and the Seahawks playing a high level of football. The Vikings at 10-3. But now you're going to see some teams that got hot at the end, like the Lions making a move, the Seahawks who've been surprising everybody consistent, the Giants. One of those teams that are probably better than the Bucks, the Panthers, the Falcons, or the Giants is not going to make the playoffs because we have one division winner out of the NFC South who's got a losing record.
Yeah, but they don't record.
Buddy, whoever wins that division will have a losing record. All of them are under 500 right now.
If Carolina wins out, Carolina goes to the playoffs. They'll be 9-8.
All right, but 9-8 is still a crappy record. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I digress. Anyway, we got the final 10 today. Michael Fabiano, who's in and who's out, start him or set him for all you fantasy football aficionados. We're going to take the break now. On the flip side of the break, Pearly, we got our games coming up tonight in the NFL. We got the Thursday night game. We got a breakdown for everybody. And that's a pretty decent game tonight, as a matter of fact. When you look at it, you got the 49ers and the Seahawks going at it. I don't know, man. I got a quandary. Do I start Kenneth Walker from Seattle against San Francisco, or do I wait till next week?
I'll wait till next week.
Listen to me. I got an idea this week. I'm gonna try it. I got Walker injured. I handcuffed Dante Foreman with Chubba Hubbard. Both of them went for 75 yards last week and a touchdown. I'm thinking I start both of them this week. Can't go wrong.
Who they going against?
And they're playing, I'll tell you right now, they're playing the Steelers in Carolina.
Okay.
You could run on the Steelers. People have run on the Steelers. They're getting healthy.
Which league this is? This is the NFL.
No, this in the Eastern Road League.
Oh.
The St. Andrews Alumni League, if you must know, Pearly, where nobody from Syracuse or Kingsway are allowed to play.
Where you're probably the darkest one. I mean, okay.
I am the darkest one, and I take all the jokes, too. They told me the other day I got a lick of a tar brush. When last you heard that saying, Pearly?
Nobody can. I've not heard that to my face.
No, but listen here to me, man. We got to do a separate show. When it comes to get-offs and racial taunts, the Bahamas has some of the best in the history of that.
Yeah, we do.
We've got some of the most creative, honest to God.
Yeah, we do.
But I digress. Let's look at it tonight. 49ers on the road against Seattle. Seattle, yes, they got the 12th man. Yes, Ty Lockett is playing at a high level. Metcalf playing at a high level. They get Kenneth Walker back. But if he's out or banged up, that running game's going to suffer because the backups suck. They're horrible. Seattle has been playing better ball.
Debo Samuel's out.
Debo Samuels is out, but the defense is playing well. Christian McCaffrey is comfy, happy, and healthy and playing good football. And I think Brandon Ayuk goes off big tonight in the passing game. I think Purdy hits.
They need that. They're gonna need that because I don't want them to think this Mr. Irrelevant is the next coming of
Purdy.
Tom Brady.
The reason why I'm saying Seahawks tonight is because they're playing the Seahawks, who are reading, lost a couple of games in a row. and to me, playing above their head because they were predicted to do horrible this year. And props to Geno
So
Smith
I
having
kind
a
of
good year.
I'm trying to agree with you right now. I'm trying to agree with you.
Because I think the 49ers get it done against the Seahawks. But now you play them next week against a contender. I got to go with the contender because why? Purdy's the third string quarterback, Mr. Irrelevant, and eventually they're going to do something that he's just not used to.
But Naughty, isn't Seattle still in the money?
Seattle's still in the money, and it's a division game, but I just like San Francisco to get it done tonight. They're running the ball well, the defense is playing well, and they're doing that ugly style. Meaning we're going to protect this third string quarterback. We're going to do what we need to do. We're going to keep it safe. We're going to let McCaffrey score where he needs to and be the emphasis on the offense. But we still got Kittle and Ayuk to help him out. And when he is back, let's get a lead. And let's go after the quarterback.
The 49ers have won the last 6 games. They're 5-0 in the last 5 games.
They got Seattle's number, bro.
Seattle 2-3. Seattle home. Seattle is only a game behind the Giants for a playoff spot. And the Commanders. So I wouldn't sleep on them. I get it upset.
You're going with upset? All right, I'll take the 49ers. You take the Seahawks. We'll see how it lands out tomorrow. That shouldn't be a hard thing. Mr. Producer, we already took a break, right? We took one, right? But we got one more, right? So we'll get to that. And on the flip side, we got Michael Fabiano and the crew taking us home. So you like Seattle tonight. I like the 49ers tonight. Let's check out the NBA, Pearly. You got the NBA schedule in front of you or readily available? If not, I'll pull it up.
I always do. And I try to keep these things around me as strict as,
So who we got tonight?
So we've got the Heat and the Rockets tonight in the early game. 8 o'clock, actually.
Oh,
then the Bucks and the Grizzlies. I like this Bucks and Grizzlies. That sounds like that could be some fun.
Yeah, that could be fun. Ja and Giannis.
Games on top. And the only 4 games. And then the Pelicans and the Jazz tonight. That should be another good game.
The Pelicans and the Jazz?
Phoenix and the Clippers. The Pelicans and the Jazz.
Uh-huh.
At 9 o'clock. And then at 10:30, you get the Phoenix Suns and the LA Clippers.
Yeah, that's some good games tonight, man.
Yeah.
I got something to watch after Jokers. I like that.
Yeah. And I see the Dodgers made a move. We signed on Thor. They got him the nickname Thor Syndergaard, who was with the Phillies last year. With
Noah Syndergaard?
The Angels and the Phillies. Yeah. 13 million. 1-year contract. He's bet on himself. 1-year contract, 13 million with some incentives worth 1.5 mil. So he could walk away a little over 14 mil.
All right. I ain't gonna lie.
And then we made this stupid trade. I don't know the trade with the Rays for Pfizer Heimels or how we pronounce him. This dude he may not even pitch next year. But when he does pitch, oh Lord, he's lights out.
So you look like you're trying to get your arms ready.
Problem is not our pitching. We got pitching. We just don't have a solidified closer now. We'll get that before the season out. I'm concerned about shortstop and third base.
Can I tell you something, Earl? You want me to tell you who a great fit would be in the Dodgers to be your closer? And had tremendous success in the National Leagues as a Cincinnati Red and could be caught on the cheap, Rolandis Chapman. The Yankees are done with him.
Name. He's still out there in the free agency, right?
He's done. The Yankees are done with him. They got no interest in him. They had issues from the playoffs. He's the perfect plug and he is the perfect plug and play. Great opportunity, strong Latino community in Los Angeles. Spotlight is beautiful. Chavez Ravine.
We probably get the best pitching coaching in the league. Is we know how to bring you back. Look at Anderson.
And I could see him coming out of that bullpen right now with the right music playing, and he come in and do what he need to do. Don't sleep. That would be a great, strong, wise move for you all to get Chapman.
That'd be nice. See how it go.
And I think he wanted out of New York. I think he was getting tired with management. I think that's why he was a malcontent. I think a change of scenery does him well. He can still hit 98 to 100 miles an hour on that fastball. So, and that you cannot deny. Nice. You cannot deny that.
That'd be nice.
All right. So, with that being said, we're going to get to the break. And on the flip side of the break, for all of you heading into your fantasy football playoffs this weekend, I want to wish you good luck. Pearly, I want to wish you good luck as well, too.
Oh, yeah.
And Bottom and Stidham, courtesy of Michael Fabiano and Sports Illustrated. And
give me that money.
You need to win to get into money.
We getting there. We can win. I've been in the Naughty, I win in a championship. I win the championship in all 3 leagues
Yeah, listen.
this year.
I was not allowed to defend my title and sip from the golden goblet because my wife decided, who also wasn't playoff dancing, decided to keep me home. So who the hell do you think I want to win? My broadcast colleague from Talking Heads. You better go bring it home, sucker.
Okay. I'm working on it.
So we could put your trophy on one side and then Clint Johnson League.
I'll let you know a little bit about it. Say it again.
And then Clint Johnson's league, I plan on winning that because I done won 8 in a row. You understand what I'm saying? To get into the playoffs. I'm a hot team. I'm trying to seal the deal. He got a belt that goes with the championship moolah. So next year, I want us to be able to sit in here when we talk sports and you have your trophy on display and I have the belt on display and we done brace up the money long time.
Long time.
I might buy me an air fryer. I can buy me an air fryer. That's what I could do. Cool.
That'd be fun.
All right.
Fun.
So have a great night watching the sports there, Pretty. Don't forget tomorrow we got to coordinate because we go into the Bahama Bowl, man.
Yeah, just call me first thing in the morning.
And you know who's going to be there, and we got sideline passes. Ben Roethlisberger. So you know we got to go make fun of Big Ben. Yeah, man. I can go. I can go ask Ben if I could buy him a drink.
See, now you causing problems. See, Marty. It ain't time for us to go to Fabiano yet, because you're trying to cause problems.
And then I could tell him to joke about the gold chair in the casino, man. You know, I gotta let Ben know I make fun of you. The people love the joke. Here's the joke about you.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, I can take a picture and send to Obi Roberts so Obi could just hate on us for the marks play. And we can take one good picture with Ben. You know what I mean?
That'd be fun.
Let's do it. I'll call you in the morning. By 10 o'clock, I'll pick you up. 11 o'clock, we'll be sipping brewskis, tailgating. 11:30 is game time. How about that?
That sounds like the plan.
I'll see you tomorrow, my brother, from a different mother. Appreciate your contributions. We'll get to the break right now. Flip side of the break, Michael Fabiano and the crew from Sports Illustrated taking us home. And we will see you tomorrow right here on Deuces. We gone. See you mañana.
Ciao, ciao.
Christmas is coming and your fingers are tingling for the KFC flavors that satisfy your cravings. Get that fried chicken holiday vibe with a juicy KFC Festive Feast Mega Pack. Loaded with 8 boneless KFC bites of 100% white meat, a chicken leg, mashed potato with gravy, corn, a biscuit, a delicious guava dessert biscuit, and a mega-sized Pepsi. Have a finger-licking good Christmas with KFC.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. Whatever the occasion, John's is confident you will find what you're looking for among our always growing collection of amazing and trendy styles. We cover women, men, children, the whole family. Together with John's great prices and helpful and friendly customer service, your experience in shopping with us will be time well spent. Too busy to come in store? Shop with us online. www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on in today at John's, where we put fashion at your feet.
Do you want a chance to win one of 5 Yamaha Kryptonite scooters? Do you like the great taste of Frito-Lay chips? Well, all you have to do is purchase chips like Lay's, Doritos, and Cheetos at your favorite grocery store, and you can enter to win thanks to Frito-Lay and Island Wholesale Scooter Giveaway Promotion. Want to know more? Join us at Solomon Supercenter December 17th, this Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. for a chance to play Island Wholesale Shoot and Win game for instant prizes and a chance to win one of 5 Yamaha scooters. Frito-Lay, distributed by Island Wholesale.
I used to think of the bank as my personal ATM machine. If I wanted a new car, new furniture, a weekend trip to Miami, no problem. Just max out the credit card or top up my loan. I was a big baller. until I realized that 75% of my salary was going to pay back all those loans. Fidelity's personal financial coaching was the best solution. Fidelity gave me a plan with a debt consolidation loan that has a built-in savings that pays 5% interest. I now only have one low monthly payment, plus money in my pocket. Give Fidelity Bank a call at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit any of Fidelity's locations or visit a website at fidelitygroup.com.
Kick off the holiday season with Dunkin's 3 delicious signature lattes made with rich espresso and topped with whipped cream. Sip a Dunkin' Peppermint Mocha Latte with mocha and peppermint, or try a toasted white chocolate latte with creamy white chocolate flavor. The new Dunkin' Brown Sugar Cookie Latte features notes of sweet brown sugar and holiday spices. Hurry in today. The Dunkin' Holiday Lattes are only in town for the holiday season. The holidays run on Dunkin'.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, everybody, from Talking Heads right here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. See you in the new year.
Made it to the Fantasy Football Championships. And if you want to make it all the way to Week 17, you got to start the best players. So in order to do that, I've brought in Michael Fabiano, SI's senior fantasy analyst. Fabs, let's kick it off at the QB position. Who is locked and loaded in our lineups this week?
First off, QB is gross this week. There's at least 9 unstartable quarterbacks in traditional leagues going into Week 15. So stick with your studs. This might be low-hanging fruit. I'm going to go with Justin Herbert. Now, last week, he had an okay game, right? 18 fantasy points overall, fewer than 20 points in all but one of his last 9 games. But I think he goes over 20 this week against the Titans. Their defense has allowed 19-plus fantasy points to 7 quarterbacks, including 3 who've gone over 30. And Herbert has all of his weapons back. And then let's go back to Dak Prescott. Yes, last week it was a bad one for our beloved Dallas Cowboys, but good matchup this week against Jacksonville. Their defense has allowed 21 touchdown passes and nearly 19 fantasy points per game to quarterbacks, including 6 quarterbacks who've beaten them for 21 or more. Start Dak Prescott.
After a phenomenal start last Sunday, you say this is not the week to start Jared Goff.
Jared Goff is a very shaky play this week. And I get it. At home, he's been phenomenal. But on the road, he is averaging fewer than 9 points per game. This is not a guy that you want to start on the road. Listen to this, Jen. 2 touchdown passes and 7 turnovers away from Ford Field. And the Jets defense is nasty good. I don't think you can start Goff until the championship week when he's back home against Chicago. And then I'm also benching Tom Brady. Why? He's not the same guy, folks. I mean, he's averaging 15 points per game. He was terrible last week. We told you to sit him. He's got the Bengals this week. They're allowing fewer than 14 fantasy points per game to quarterbacks. So I get it. He's the greatest quarterback of all time. Not in fantasy and not this season. I'm sitting Tom Brady.
Moving over to the running back position, you say it's safe to start J.K. Dobbins. He did a lot more than we expected last Sunday.
Yeah, I like J.K. Dobbins a lot this week. Had a good game last week, 28% of the touch share. And then you look at the matchup this week against Cleveland. They've allowed the 3rd most fantasy points to running backs. I don't trust a lot of Ravens this week, including Mark Andrews. I do trust J.K. Dobbins. And then Isaiah Pacheco. I know Jerick McKinnon was the big hero last week, and I think he's startable as a flex this week as well. But Pacheco is a guy that will start for the Chiefs. He's getting the majority of that early down work. This is going to be a blowout, at least we think so, against the Texans, which means that Pacheco will run the ball a lot in the second half. And oh, by the way, the Texans, of course, allowing the most fantasy points to running back. So start Isaiah Pacheco, and then you could flex McKinnon as well.
Looking at your sit list for running backs, I'm noticing a theme here. It looks like you don't particularly like the Lions versus the Jets this weekend.
DeAndre Swift is going to drive me nuts. That Lions backfield is going to drive me nuts. I thought he was a good play last week because of the usage the week before. Guess what? 15.8% touch share last week. And now he's got the Jets, and I just fear that defense. Their defense is very good. They're allowing 85 rushing yards per game, the running back, so I'm going to fade DeAndre Swift. Same thing with Cordero Patterson against the Saints. Now, the team is coming off a bye, but he's been getting almost half of the workload split with Tyler Algier. So Patterson is not the clear featured back for this team anymore. So I don't think Patterson is worth anything more than a desperation flex play against New Orleans. Also keep in mind, rookie quarterback going this week, so maybe the Saints are going to be able to key on that run.
Moving over to your stardom wide receivers, Big Mike came back last week in a big way, and this week we can expect a rookie who has quite a knack for the end zone.
Mike Williams was great last week, had a huge game, 116 yards, scored a touchdown, looked very good against the Dolphins. Now he's got the Titans. Their defense has allowed 14 touchdowns and the second most fantasy points to perimeter receivers. So Mike Williams is a virtual must start this week. Of course, Keenan Allen needs to be in your lineup as well. And then, yeah, you mentioned it, Christian Watson, or should I say Chris Carter Part 2. All this guy does is score touchdowns. He has at least one in 4 straight games. They got the Rams this week on Monday night. They've given up 9 touchdowns and the 4th most fantasy points to perimeter receivers. So start Christian Watson as a flex.
You don't like Mike Evans this week, and I'm guessing that goes along with the same reason you don't like Tom Brady. And also you say maybe not Drake London, who's got a new quarterback this week.
With Evans, it's more of a beware than a hard sit. But look at his numbers. I mean, he's failed to score more than 9.9 fantasy points in 4 of his last 5 games. And the Bengals have allowed the 6th fewest points to perimeter receivers. And also, keep in mind, wide receivers have the 3rd worst catch rate against Cincinnati. So Evans is a risk. And Drake London, before the bye, had a really good game. And so some people may think, I want to start him this week. Well, as you mentioned, rookie quarterback, Desmond Ridder. We don't know if that's going to be a positive or a negative for Drake London. And in the first round of the fantasy playoffs, I don't want to take that risk. So I'm going to sit the rookie.
The Arizona Cardinals continue to absolutely stink versus the tight end, and I'm guessing that's a major reason why Greg Dulcich is in your start list.
And Dulcich will drive you crazy because he'll have a good stat line, then 3 bad ones, then a good one. But here's the thing. Arizona's defense has given up 11 tight ends with more than 10 points. 11! Including Hunter Henry this past week. So I'm going to play Dulcich, even with the quarterback situation a little bit questionable there in Denver with Russell Wilson banged up. I think Dulcich is a low-end tight end 1. And then let's talk about David Njoku, who has been very good lately, one of the more reliable tight ends in fantasy football, 13-plus points in 3 of his last 4 games. That includes a 14-point performance against this week's opponent, the Ravens. Their defense has allowed 11 or more points to 8 tight ends, and tight ends have a 73.1% catch rate against this defense. So start David Njoku.
As far as who you're sitting, you don't like Cole Kmet this week, and I'm actually really interested to hear why, because I'm debating it.
He's probably going to be started in a lot of leagues. And so this is more about the matchup than anything else. The Eagles are very tough. They've only allowed 2 touchdowns and an average of 9.8 points per game to tight ends. So when you factor in this defense is one of the better defenses in the league, Justin Fields is probably going to be running for his life. I don't know how much time he's going to have to sit back in the pocket, go through his progressions.
This is Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.